Hello guys, once again welcome on board to my aircraft maintenance engineering blog for Airbus 320 family, and today we'll discuss about the aircraft data buses system. This is requested by the so many avionics people. What are the data system is there, and I will try to give you some example of the some of the ATA chapters so that you will understand basically how the data link is getting data transferred. So basically this is allowing to for the critical line replaceable unit and sensor to share the data between the one computer to other computer or transponder or from the sensor to computer or display. So many things are there. Just basically just keep in mind just transferring the data from one place to another place, and this is a function together ranging from most common low speed data bus to the high speed data buses available in Airbus 320 family. So this many data buses symbols are there. I will just give you some example like Airing 429. If you talk about Airing 429 in the Airbus 320 family, they are using Airing 429 as a primary digital data bus standard, acting as a digital backbone of the advanced fly-by-wire system and avionics system in Airbus 320 family. In Airbus 320 family, original avionics computers rely almost entirely on their unidirectional point-to-point serial communication lines to transmit parameters like airspeed, altitude, and control inputs to the display unit. So if you talk about Airing 429 standard bus, that is majority of 320 avionics component like FMGC, ADIRU, IFIS communicate using Airing 429 buses, and these buses use twisted paired shielded wire, and this buses is industry standard that is used on all the commercial aircraft, and it is the specification that define a local area network for transfer of the digital data between the avionics system element, and its specification describe how an avionics system transmits information over a single twisted and shielded pair of wire to all other system elements having need of that information up to as many of as 20 receiver. Airing 623 is an occurs message which is used to transmit the data format in character oriented air traffic service messages between the aircraft and ground station. This will be utilized in ATA 46 for air traffic services, and data will promote on the MCDU for the display purpose. If you talk about Airing 6 to 9 data bus, this is used in 777 also, 320 also, and Airing 6 to 9 bus operates as a multiple source, multiple sync system. Each terminal can transmit data to and receive data from every other terminal on the database. So this is all about the 6 to 9 database. It can be, you can say, it can take receive the data, and it can transmit the data. If we'll talk about the next data bus, that is MIL-STD-1553 buses that is used in ATA 24 electrical system, and if you talk about, there is a generator control unit and generator ground and auxiliary power control unit. There is a two things. So gap queue, ground and auxiliary power control unit transmits the command and data to and receives the data from up to the generator control unit. So this is communication made via this bus is 1553. If you'll talk about next bus, that is your RS232 buses. Basically, I'll take example of EPSU, but EPSU and seats use RS23 data buses for exchanging the data for the byte test and many more things on the ground maintenance software update, data loading and diagnostic portable data loading system. They will use for the interference between the system in RS232 buses. You will find out on many places in the ATA 23, 25, 31, 32, 33 for the interference purpose. We will talk about RS422 bus. You will find out in ATA 21 and 31. So we'll just take one example. RS422 standard facilitated the robust and long-range serial communication and primary use for the maintenance data buses, that is your aircraft condition monitoring system, report and flight data interference and monitoring unit, and communication between the specific avionics unit and the ground support equipment. Just you can say used for the transferring raw flight data into the quick access recorder. If you talk about Ethernet bus, you will find out in ATA 22, 23, 31, 34, 46, 73 and many places. So there is a lot of connector or port you can see where you can use the Ethernet cable to download the raw material and transmit the data or upload the data. Next one is your CAN bus, that is your controller area network bus architecture is primarily used for the aircraft's non-flight critical secondary system such as the cabin intercommunication data system and certain peripheral sensor rather than the primary flight control. If you go in more detail, CAN bus is widely used to connect the cockpit hardware controls such as switches, circuit breaker, force feedback side sticks to the main simulation of the computer. Next is your discrete input. That is, you will find out in mostly all the type of ATA chapter like ATA 22, 24, 27, 31, 34, 73, like that. Because mostly you'll find out the interface between the computer and the system or the sensor. So mostly any computer you'll find out that there is an analog signal, digital signal. So this will show the discrete input and output between the two systems. I will just suggest one example. When the IR inertial reference is powered with the battery, this discrete delivers a 28-volt DC state and set the on bat light onto the IR fault pole button. You will find out on bat light through this discrete input. This is your analog signal or buses you can say used in 80, 22, 23, 27, 31, 34. This buses generally refer to transmission and process of raw non-digital electrical signal between the aircraft sensor and analog adaptation card and computing the system like flight warning system, system data acquisition concentrator unit. Here I can take one example for the analog buses are used for the low volume devices and time critical function like transferring the throttle lever position to the flight management computer. Another bus is latest optical fiber buses. This is basically you provide the high speed connectivity for the passenger back screen and personal devices. You can say in-flight entertainment system, head-up display transmitting high definition videos feed to the cockpit or surveillance system and exterior landing gear camera. These all are use optical fibers. Coaxial buses basically use in radio frequency transmission, high speed data buses, engine ignition lead. You can say this connect the antenna communication system, critically electronic component, ensuring the higher signal integrity with the heavy electromagnetic interference shielding. So guys, this is all about the data buses, different type of data buses and signal. And if you go through the manual T3 manual or basic Gen Fam course, you will find out a lot of signal like this on the architecture and with the computer and sensor. You'll find out the interfaces between the systems. So this is all about the basic knowledge. You should know that what are the signal is for the what purpose it is going for the computer, what purpose it is going for the sensor, what purpose it is distributing the data between the two component or system. So this is a good to know information basically for all the avionics people who is new into the aviation. This is very useful for them. Airing 453, another type of high speed data bus basically used for transmitting high bandwidth like weather radar and train ground proximity warning map information. This is used to generate graphical data from the weather radar transfer receiver and enhance ground proximity warning computer to the display management computer for presentation of the cockpit navigation display. Another bus you'll find out in the manual white arrow color, that is your inactive or unpowered bus in Airbus 320 family. Basically, sometime it used to indicate primary electrical distribution failure also. Other way you can say inactive bus, a digital wire or communication line has stopped transmitting data between the computer system. So this is all about the main buses system. There is many more buses also if you'll find out in the manual in different type of aircraft. So guys, hope you love this video, and if you really love this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my all the social media channel for getting more update about Airbus 320 family.